you for tuning into the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No! I am your host. Write down our telephone number. You're gonna need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. I want to talk in this segment, and it began with an email that a listener sent to me. I don't actually have to read you the email, but it began with an email that a listener sent to me. And I'll read you the email, but I could do this without the email because it's real simple. Listener named Dwayne writes in and says, "Hey, Tom, I know you already know this, but I like it when a chick admits," listen to this, "that prostitution is paying them to leave." Salon.com interviewed some real call girls to find out how accurate that new show, Secret Diary of a Call Girl, is. One of the chicks admitted as much. And then he excerpted part of this piece from Salon.com, the question referring to the character on this show, Secret Diary of a Call Girl, referring to the call girl. Says, "Are your clients as attractive as some of Belle's?" And the response was, "Yes. A great deal of my clients are attractive and highly intelligent, impeccably groomed, well-traveled." She's talking about the guys who pay her to have sex with her. "You would never guess they use the service, but they do. They see professional ladies not because they can't get a date, but because of variety and convenience, not to mention discretion. It's on their terms, and they like you to leave when they want you to leave. Basically," and this is the nub, "basically, you get paid to leave." Dwayne ends his email by saying, "Sounds just like divorce." Isn't that true? I mean, in reality, that's what it's all about. Women do not provide their sexual services for free, whether they are prostitutes or otherwise, whether official prostitutes or unofficial prostitutes. And in many cases, you have to pay, it's almost like a settlement. You have to pay women to get lost. Women assume they're going to be able to cling to you like lint. And if you want to get rid of them, you have to give them money. I can't tell you how many women expected to get money after I broke up with them, whether they were married to me or not. I mean, one woman just blatantly asked me for $150,000. I'm not making this up. I'm dead serious. I'm as serious as a heart attack, which is what I almost had when she asked me. Can you believe that? She said she needed $150,000 to buy a condo. And her attitude was, well, you know, we've been together now for almost 3 years, so, you know, you can't just leave me with nothing. You're going to leave me with nothing. It's like, darling, You have hopefully your self-esteem intact. Hopefully you have your dignity intact. But once I give you $150,000, you may have $150,000, but you will have sold your dignity. And I'd be a moron for giving it to you. Oh, she threatened me with palimony, and she threatened me with, embarrassing me somehow. I don't know what she could say about me that I haven't already said about myself. And I'm sure if there was something, she would have already said it. But can you imagine that? I mean, I don't know how many of you have $150,000, but can you imagine being in a relationship with a chick, and when it's over, by the way, most of the time was spent saying, no, I'm not buying you a handbag. No, I'm not buying you a Range Rover. No, I'm not buying houses so you can paint them and flip them. No, I'm not making this stuff up. This is the stuff she was every day. It was like the beginning. Remember when TV stations used to sign on in the morning? It was the beginning of a new broadcast day. Every morning I would wake up facing another day of requests or demands for something that cost money. And it was like having a 12-year-old teenage daughter. You had to keep saying, no, not giving you that. No, not buying that. No, not going to do that. No, not going to travel to that country. No. But in essence, it's the same thing that the letter writer, Dwayne, is saying. That when you're done with a woman, you just want to be done with her. And as much as women like to talk about love, how many of them will go away quietly for money? Pay them to go away. It's like a settlement, whether or not you're married to them. They want something out of the deal. They want the car they're driving. They want cash. They want the furniture the two of you bought together, or maybe furniture that you own, or other items. How many times have you broken up with a woman and she wants to take things from your house? She either tries to do it in a friendly way or she steals stuff from you. Women must be paid to go away. And that kind of explains prostitution. It's all right there on the table. A woman will have sex with you and go away if you will pay her the fee. Otherwise, they hang on you like a lead balloon. Does anybody have a comment about this? Do you think that women deserve to be paid when they're done? Do you think it makes sense? For some people, this might be a revelation. Have you ever thought about this? When women leave, they want money. Have you had a woman like that? I told you, one woman wanted $150,000. She said she needed it to buy a condo. Why in the world should I be buying you a condo? Because you're moving out? Why don't you do what other women your age who make as little money as you do? They get apartments. Or they get an apartment with a roommate. Why should I be buying you a condominium? And, of course, the unspoken answer is, because you've been having sex with me for the past few years. And therefore, you owe me. Am I all that far off here?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You are the voice of reason in this godforsaken world.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. Look at it, for God's sake. Did they mean to tell you that? 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Why do women think we should pay them to leave? They do, don't they? Sean on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello.
Hey, Dad. I got my balls back after I divorced that gal from Argentina. I told you about a year and a half ago that I was going to do it, and I did it. And it cost me $40,000 and $300 a month child support payment, but it's the best investment I ever made.
But what did I tell you?
And it was that gal from Argentina.
Which one?
That was a girl I married from Argentina.
Right, but I told you not to get married.
Yes, you did. and I told you I was going to divorce her, and I did.
Well, that's good.
That's all
That
I
part
wanna
is
say.
good.
Yeah,
And, of
Tom,
course,
it's
it's the old joke, of course, why does divorce cost so much? Because it's worth it.
Yes.
And now you're getting more ass than a toilet seat, but you had to pay her $40,000 plus child support to get out.
Yep, and I got the home.
Well, that part is good.
Got the home, I got all my toys, got a girlfriend.
You are using condoms, I hope.
Sure.
All the time.
Actually, a gal I'm seeing is 6, so.
That's what she told you.
No, I know she is.
You stuck your hand up the plumbing there? What?
Yeah, she's tied up a couple of times, she told me. She got her children all married and gone.
Okay, we'll see.
Hey, can you take me out effing Kobe Bryant style? Effing screaming orgasm with an effing shotgun blast? And
let's see what we got here.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
Oh, God. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Christine, listening to our online stream in Spring Hill, Florida, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Christine.
I am one of those rare women that agree with you. I am sick and tired. I've grown up with women around me saying, how much can I get from him? What is he worth? What does he have? And I have chosen not to have children. And I've chosen to find intelligent men that can keep up with me intellectually and physically. And this man was waiting. I dated him. He's a multimillionaire living in San Diego, California. I dated him for over a year and a half, and he kept on waiting for me to ask for a car, clothing, and everything. And I said, I'm here for you. What I want from you is what is between your ears, not what's in your wallet.
Wow. How did you meet him? Online or something? I mean, there you are in Spring Hill, Florida.
No, I was in San Diego at the time.
I see.
And we met online, remarkably enough.
Well, that's what I just said.
Yes, and it was a wonderful relationship, but I got tired of telling him, no, I don't want that. No, I want your time. No, I don't want your money. And I'd had enough. And
well, the reason he believes that is because that's what 99% of all the other women want.
Yes, unfortunately. They see what am I going to get out of it from the least amount of expense. I grew up with women like that, and I chose not to be like that. And I consistently kept on meeting men that were intellectually my equal, but physically and emotionally so crippled from these user nasty hoes that I just walk away time and time again from relationships because they're like, oh, well, you want this, and then I'll give you this. And I'm like, no, and you just point at their crotch, laugh hysterically, and walk away.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate the call. Exception to the rule, always calling in. Yes. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Why is it women think we should pay them to leave when it's time to go? Whether it's after one evening of sex or years of a relationship, why do women think that we owe them money and stuff? Joe on the Tom Leykis Show, hello.
Tom, what goddamn committee of pussies decided that this was okay to do? How is this allowed? Are we forced to pay women to put out? And then when they stop putting out, and we should have an escape clause, like they failed the marriage, they failed the relationship, but we still have to pay? That doesn't work in business.
I have had two women, I'll tell you this, I have had two women who I said, this is over, you have to go. These two women took over 6 months and did not leave.
Unbelievable.
I had to. Let me tell you what I had to do. In each case, I had to make the appointment for the mover and, of course, pay the mover. And then I had to help them find apartments. In each case, I had to put down the deposit on the apartment and the first month's rent to get them out.
When does it stop? When are the guys going to make this change? Is this Parliament? Was this England?
Well, you understand, this is a result of the law being you can't change the locks anymore. There was a time when you could take somebody's stuff and put it in a box outside the door and change the locks. That's not legal anymore. So the result is that women take full advantage of this by expecting some kind of compensation to leave.
See, that's my point. That has to be changed. It's not right. It's just ridiculous that a woman could betray you or whatever. Even if you get a divorce and it's her fault, it's a no-fault state here in California. So all of a sudden, you're left alone, but you have to write the check.
Well, let me just say this. If it's my house, which it was in both cases for me, why shouldn't I be able to decide who stays and who goes?
Without paying for it.
Yes. I mean, you're at my house as long as we're getting along. When I tell you I'm done, it should be over. There shouldn't be any debating it. And if you don't leave, I should be able to put your stuff outside and change the locks. I don't see why I can't do that.
They should be paying you for the privilege of hanging out with you and your pad and your luxuries, and that's how it should be. They're done. They should be paying you back rent.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, Tommy, can you blow me up and then maybe a shotgun blast at the end of it?
I certainly can. One 800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Claire on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom. I was just calling in to say I've been listening to you since I was 3. And I'm 18 now, and I totally agree with everything you say. Luckily, Mom raised me right.
Wow.
Yeah.
She had you tune in, for one thing.
Yeah. I'm feel very lucky for that. And most of the girls I know are totally the girls you describe. Like, you're so spot on. I was just calling to let you know and thank you.
Well, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm helping to raise the children of America.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
Can you blow me up?
I certainly can. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello to Caesar on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Caesar. All right, Dean, we'll go looking for Caesar, and we'll say hello here to Jeremy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Pop?
It's going okay, son.
Right on. I can't help but get frustrated over this here conversation because I think it's a big crock. Actually, they should be paying us because where are we supposed to go get that poon at after they leave? They should be making it up to me.
It's bad enough that they leave all kinds of little things around the house that will be found by the next chick you bang.
Yeah, exactly. That ruins it. That ruins it.
Right.
All kinds of messages and stuff. They go through your phone, and then the other one finds it.
Yeah. Whose bathrobe is this? Whose brush is this?
Yeah. You just got to, trick-ass hoes got to go.
Right.
Can't be dealing with that anymore. But just had to say, I voiced my opinion. I completely agree with you on this. They should be paying us, and it's pretty much goes all down to that women's rights stuff. They want their rights. They want their equal opportunities. But as soon as they get kicked out of the house, they want all the stuff that you have, all the stuff you've accumulated, stuff that they haven't even, worked for. The only way they work for it is on their knees or laying on their back.
The stuff you've worked for.
That's right.
In some cases, all your life.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Jeremy, for the call. Here comes Brian on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom? Long lost dad. You are my drill instructor of love. I listen to you because you are like my Marine Corps drill instructor. If I tell you what to do, you do it. So when Tom Leykis speaks, I listen because everything you say is truth, brother. I'm 40 years old, never been married. I have one kid I pay child support for. That was my mistake. I didn't make that mistake until I was 35. I love the kid, hate the broad. When I was 18, my dad said, don't bring home any presents. I didn't know what he was talking about. he was saying, don't get a chick pregnant. I go into the Marine Corps at 18. I see all these idiots marrying fat chicks. They suffer because we go overseas. They come back, some other dude's banging his chick, and then he's paying for it. It's retarded. It's ridiculous. Money is always the common denominator. Money is always the common denominator. Women know it, and that's what we make, and that's what they want to take. I just broke up with a girlfriend. I got back with her, broke up with her, got back with her. Every time we broke up, she says, pay me this, give me that. I want this. Give me back my money for that. I loaned you money for this. She remembered everything down to the decimal point. I said, I don't remember every time I took you out to dinner I paid for this, but you remember every penny, but every time we're together, you're like, oh, baby, nothing matters. I love you. You're the greatest. Let's stay together forever. Let's get married and have kids. And then when I say no, it's give me $1,846.28. That's retarded. But keep speaking, brother. Keep preaching. You're my drone sucker. Because you, I'm going to do 500 push-ups tonight.
Thank you for that, Brian. Wow. Amazing. I remember I was living with a chick. This is true. I was living with a chick, and I was living in what used to be her place. And I remember, all I'm going to say, because there have been thousands of people who have done this, so you can't identify which one she is. She worked at one time as a gopher, what they call a PA or a production assistant on Saturday Night Live. And one night she took me up to see Saturday Night Live from backstage. And there I was backstage with the production assistant, and we were going in all the dressing rooms and everything. After the show was over, people were leaving, everybody saying goodbye forever. And as people were leaving, they were leaving behind all the stuff that had been put in the dressing room for them. You know, like a spread of cold cuts, or fruit, or various things to drink, you know, Diet Coke or Perrier, what have you. And so this ex-girlfriend of mine, this production assistant, she took as much Perrier as she could carry out of these dressing rooms. I mean, in essence, stole it, because it didn't belong to her. She took it, brought it home, and put it in the fridge. And Perrier's not cheap. It's a lot cheaper to buy club soda or drink water out of the faucet, but she had this opportunity to get 6 packs of Perrier. Several of them. She even had me carry a couple of them. Don't worry about it. They're not going to say anything. Are you kidding? That was for the guests, and the guests have left. Just take it. So here I am walking out of the building at Rockefeller Plaza, 30 Rock, carrying Perrier. And we rode the subway home to her place in New York. So there is her refrigerator. She stocks it full of Perrier. And one day, when she was out of the house, I reached into the fridge and took a Perrier. And drank it. And when she came back, she looked at the refrigerator and she says, "Did you drink a Perrier?" I said, "Yes." She said, "That's 32 cents. She came up with a price. That's 32 cents. And she wanted me to pay. Now, I don't know how she came up with the price 32 cents. I don't know if a 6-pack was $1.92 at a nearby store. I don't know what by the way, that's pretty cheap for Perrier. But she decided that was the price, and she wanted me to pay, and she wasn't kidding. When I say chicks are the cheapest creatures on earth, trust me, it's from personal experience. By the way, this was something she stole from work. She didn't pay 1 penny for it. Now she wants to sell me. She wanted to sell me bottles of Perrier out of her own refrigerator. Bottles I helped her carry home. When she was done stealing from NBC, she has me carrying Perrier on the subway back to her place. It's just outrageous. Why is it we have to pay chicks to go away when we're done with them? Why is it they expect money? 1-800-5800-TOM, that's our telephone number. Bobby on the Tom Leykis Show, hello.
Father, how are you?
Doing great, son.
Great. I want to tell you my story here. I got divorced. After I got served my divorce papers from the sheriff's department and a false restraining order, I got booted out of my house in 15 minutes. So I had to collect my 15 minutes worth of life to get out of the house. After 9 months going by of 2 more false restraining orders, paying the court, cost me, my attorney came up with, pay her the full sum of the alimony up front and add about $5,000 more on top of that to get her out of the house. She wouldn't leave unless I gave her $5,000 more to get out of the house.
Wait. How did she get in the house again?
Well, she filed for divorce and also got a false restraining order against me to get me kicked out of the house.
But wait a minute. Now she's gone 6 months. How did she get more money? I'm still not clear on that.
Well, I paid her the full sum of alimony up front, and also she wanted for me to coerce her to get out of the house so I could get back into my house that I paid for that she didn't put a dime into. I had to pay more money up front for her to go get an apartment, to go get furniture, to get settled, to get everything, to get on her feet because she had nothing. So, yeah, you know, money that women always want that they don't deserve because, you know, she didn't work. I don't feel that she deserved it at all. But I will tell you one thing, better than a prenuptial that you've never talked about on your show, and of course you'd want to get with an attorney before you do this. It's called an interspousal transfer paperwork when you buy a house. If your wife doesn't put down any money on a house with you, have her sign that piece of paper. Better than a prenuptial. That's what I did. She got absolutely nothing out of the home.
Yeah, in some states you sign something called a quitclaim deed.
Same thing. Yep. She was, when we went to court, she was shocked, and I was the biggest you-know-what on the world that I had her supposedly sign that when I didn't have to twist her arm and she signed it on her own.
Yeah, I had quitclaim deeds, and guess what? I've never had to leave my own house, never had to sell a house. Never.
Yeah, her family thinks I'm the devil, and that was the worst thing to do. But for 8 years of me being married, and after the 3rd month, she wanted a divorce. And stupid me, Tom, I stayed because I got her pregnant after we got married, and I stayed to try to do the right thing and be the good man. And let me tell you, I listened to you before I got married, and the advice you give out is worth every penny I could have saved. After about $30,000 in attorney fees and the harassment I still go through today with her, it would have saved me so much money. The boys need to listen out there.
No doubt about it. Bobby, thank you so much for the call. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. My question for you, doesn't it seem like when women go, we have to pay them, whether it's divorce or prostitution, you have to give women money to leave? Right?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
So, for you only get some woman you can sex, and that's it?
Yes, because that's what women are good for.
Oh, my God.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis, standing here yelling at you at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the program. We began this hour with an email from a listener named Dwayne, who points out that whether it's a prostitute or divorce or an ex-girlfriend, when you're done with a woman, you have to pay her to leave. Why? This is Carolyn on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I just wanted to say, I'll be the first to admit, women, we are treacherous. We are evil, we're conniving, we are calculating, and we know what we want, and we know how to get it. But, I can understand why all these guys, crying about it. But, they're the ones that let us in to their homes and let us into their lives in the first place. If a guy says that all women are good for is sex, that's all he will use us for. And you would think, they would just fork over the bare minimum to keep us coming. And if you know how to do it, the bare minimum really isn't a lot. But they're the ones that pay for everything. They let us tell them, oh, I want this, I want that, and they give in, and they give in, and they give in. Then they're letting us move in. Then they're letting us, into their lives, and they let us take over, and then they want to cry when they want out, but they're tangled so deeply into our evil little webs that it's more than just a, all right, see you later, to get rid of us.
Now, are you like that?
No. See, I know we're like that because growing up, I watched my mom make all of her relationships about money, and I choose not to go that way. I don't live with any of the guys I see. I really don't even keep them around long enough to, get that involved, because I don't want that right now. I'm only 23. But, I will be the first to admit, because if I want something out of a guy, I can get it. But I don't know. I don't really like to live that way. I don't like to be known as a treacherous and conniving, and I'd rather be some girl that a guy can, not stay with forever, but he can say, like, that was one of the good ones. But I can definitely see, I can definitely agree with these guys, but at the same time, if they weren't so, bendable, we wouldn't bend them.
Well, this is what I tell the guys all the time, and now you're telling from the female point of view. Stop letting women move in. Stop agreeing to buy women things when they please.
Oh, of course,
please, it's Hello Kitty, please.
Really, if you want a girl to stick around and you don't want her, and you don't want her entangled into every little web of your life, you're going to be a jerk. You're going to be distant. You're going to be, okay, yeah, you can come over tonight, and then you won't call her for a while, because that makes us crazy, and that makes us call back, and that makes us stick with you.
Which is what I tell guys. Which is what I tell guys all the time. That's what I tell guys all the time.
I don't know why they don't get it. I mean, if there's the meat-eating, flannel-wearing, chest-thumping Cro-Magnons they all claim to be, they wouldn't have so many of these problems. They wouldn't be so entangled with these women. They just can't admit, yeah, they made a mistake. They fell in love, or they fell for a woman. But, I mean, it's almost just as much their fault as the woman's fault.
Look, in that sense, I don't disagree with you. I think men are idiots for giving in to women when they demand things. I certainly have done everything I can to avoid it. Although when I've had women living in my house who won't get out, that's when I think to myself, why would I want a woman living with me? And the result is, the past several years, no woman has lived with me. And they're the happiest years of my adult life. The happiest. I'll tell you what. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Jason on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing okay.
Excellent. It's my first time talking to you, man. And I got to admit, when I first started listening back in the day, I thought, wow, because I was raised by my mom, and I thought, wow, this guy really has his head up his something or another. But you know what? Over time, as I've grown older and gone through a lot of crap, I realized how on the ball you are. I know you get that a lot anyhow, but I just want to reaffirm that once again. But my situation is such that past six years or so, I've been taking care of my mom. She passed away a little over a year ago. My head was, kind of in a fog and whatnot. But as it turns out, I have been dating a girl on and off for, I don't know what you're going to say, but on and off for about 12 years. And it's been all right. And this last time we moved in together and are still living together, it was kind of one of those matters of convenience. And we both knew that going in. But as women do, they turn around and put the claws back in. And, and then all of a sudden you're not going out as much. And if you want to, they bitch and moan. But I'm in a situation right now where I already kind of knew, but she spelled it out during a couple arguments and told me basically, give me the effing money and I'll move out, basically meaning the deposit she put down for this pad. And I realized after that, it's not only that, I have felines in my house, and occasionally she'll help out with a couple bills here and there. But see, in her mind, it all accumulates. my mind, there's no list of anything. We do it together, we're living together, whatever the case. So I could see, you know, it's really bizarre, and that is my only option at this point. I mean, people have told me do what you say and turn off the utilities and all that good stuff. Problem is my landlord pays them, so that's not really an issue. But
you have a telephone. Your landlord doesn't pay for that.
True enough. Are you saying
what about internet?
You know what? Actually, I don't really use my internet too much. I could turn it off. I mean, but
then all the more reason to turn it. Does she use it?
Yeah, and you know what? You're gonna laugh, but yeah, I got one of the. It's not called a splitter, but whatever. What is that thing you get? And she can use my internet. I forget. A router. Yeah. And ever since I got that, now my computer crashes, so that makes me even more pissed off. And so I'm not trying to play the helpless guy here. I'm you know, I do have choices, of course, as a man, and as you know, I'm 35 years old, so I'm right on the cusp of people listening to you. But keep in mind, you know, like I said, I've been raised by my mom. I'm a little oversensitive at times, and you know, and that tends to cloud my judgment too. But I mean, basically, that is what I'm going to have to do. And I think after all that, I thought, well, I mean, we could still be friends. And you know what? That's BS too, man. And I really want to thank you a lot because, as I mentioned before, I love what I really listen intently now. And I look at women so different now and almost with loathing. No fear and loathing, just the loathing part of it. And I find that, you know, even when after all this is said and done and I'm living alone and finally loving life again, it'll be a long time before I even approach or even get into all that nonsense, you know, the talking there. What do you do? What do you do? Who cares, man? Let's just get to it, you know?
That's right.
Yeah, and, you know, and that's how I see it. And I appreciate all your help in that vein. And you know, I just give me your blessing if you would. And I just know everything's going to be cool, and I thank you for that. But this is a good topic, though, man, because I'm going to get off pretty damn easy because I have no kids, no marriages. None of that has ever happened in my life, never will. And so I'm going to get off easy on this part, but I'm just kind of trying to warn the guys out there. There's a lot of callers.
Yeah, but let me tell you, you haven't exercised all of your options. Turn off your internet. Turn off do you have cable TV?
No, sir.
How about satellite?
No, sir.
So where do you get TV from?
Oh, I just watch TV, man, and I rarely watch it because it.
You use an antenna?
Yeah.
You're one of those guys who has to buy that, get that box in 2009?
Yeah, I have my coupons ready. I'm that douchebag.
Holy cow.
I mean, I've just been out of the loop. Like I said, man, I've been taking care of my mom for so long, and it seems like you know, a lot of years have passed, and I just was out of the loop for a long time. I feel old now.
By the way, when is your lease up?
Oh, it's month to month, man.
Oh, dude, what are you doing? You don't have to. Just move.
Oh, me? Well, okay. Here's the clincher, man. And please don't laugh because I'm an animal guy, and you know, and I'm not gay by any means. Not that animal guys are, but I have 7 cats.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So you can't find an apartment?
The place I'm at is totally perfect for where I'm at, and I found the place. It's just we're both on the lease.
But that means you'll end up having to pay her to get out.
That's right, man. That's why I'm calling you.
But I'm telling you, just turn off whatever you